Every game begins the same way.
This is Orioles Fan Central. Before we dive into this exclusive intel and deep analysis of what's happening behind the scenes in Baltimore, I ask for a second of your attention. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell if you breathe baseball and live for the orange and black. This is your place for analysis that goes beyond the obvious. Don't put it off. Ensure you're the first to know when the news breaks. The 2025 season left a bitter taste in all of our mouths. There were expectations, there was talent, but in the end, we fell short of what this fan base deserves. However, my sources and the chatter within the league's corridors indicate that the Baltimore Orioles front office isn't just licking their wounds. On the contrary, the mindset for 2026 is one of calculated but relentless aggression. Mike Elias and the ownership group seem finally willing to ignore the conservative budget constraints of the past to assemble a roster that doesn't just compete, but dominates. The internal message is clear. The championship window is open, and we aren't going to waste it by pinching pennies. To prove they aren't messing around, the Orioles have already pulled the trigger on a trade that I admit divides opinions but carries undeniable logic. Trading our right-handed pitcher Grayson Rodriguez to the Los Angeles Angels is the first big domino to fall. Rodriguez, an electric arm talent we all watched grow through the system, unfortunately carried the injury-prone label. In modern baseball, availability is the best ability, and the front office decided they could no longer bet on Grayson's uncertain health to lead the rotation in 2026. In return, we received Taylor Ward. And here is the cold analysis of the deal. We desperately needed a right-handed power bat to balance a lineup that at times became too dependent on lefties or struggled against elite southpaws. Ward brings exactly that. He is a professional hitter, capable of controlling the strike zone and, crucially, putting the ball over the wall. Mike Elias was emphatic at the GM meetings when he said the priority was to add a power bat, preferably an outfielder. Ward fills that tactical gap immediately. He isn't just a body in the outfield. He is an offensive threat that lengthens our lineup, taking the pressure off Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman. However, this move signals something bigger. By trading a young pitcher with years of contractual control for an established veteran hitter, the Orioles are officially exiting the build and develop phase and entering the win at all costs phase. Is it a risk? Undoubtedly. Watching Grayson shine in Anaheim would be painful, but watching the Baltimore offense stagnate in October again would be unacceptable. Ward's arrival is the first smoke signal of a winter that promises to be hot, but what comes next could be the true fire the fan base has been waiting for. If you thought the acquisition of Taylor Ward would be the only impact move, brace yourselves. What I am hearing from contacts close to the league, Frankie, and what is being reported by names like ESPN's Jorge Castillo, is that the Baltimore Orioles are viewed as a legitimate and serious candidate to sign Pete Alonso in free agency. Yes, we are talking about the polar bear. This isn't just an internet forum rumor. It is a real possibility based on team need and market availability. Let's look at the numbers because they don't lie. Pete Alonso comes off his second consecutive season playing all 162 games. In a sport where durability is rare, Alonso is a tank. Last season, he posted a line of .772, P47, dying 524, with an impressive 38 home runs and 126 RBIs. These are elite numbers, the numbers of a true cleanup hitter. Although we have added Ward, the reality of the American League East is brutal. To survive a marathon against the Yankees, Red Sox, and Blue Jays, you need nuclear firepower. Alonso offers that on an industrial scale. The connection here is logical. Elias wanted power. Ward brought power, but Alonso would bring fear to opposing pitchers, the big tactical question would be the fit with Ryan Mountcastle. Mountcastle is a good player, beloved by the fans, but let's be honest, in our analysis, he is not Pete Alonso. Signing Alonso would likely mean moving Mountcastle in a trade to seek more pitching, perhaps to replace Grayson's departure, or turning the DH-1B position into a luxury rotation. But in my view, if you have the chance to bring in a guy who hits 40 balls into the stands in his sleep, you make the deal and adjust the rest later. Financially, this will require ownership to open the vaults like we've never seen in recent franchise history. Alonso won't come cheap. There will be a bidding war. But if the Orioles want to be seen as a perennial powerhouse and not just a nice story of reconstruction, this is the kind of check you need to sign. Bringing in Alonso would not only reinforce the team's status as a title contender, but would send a message to the entire league that Baltimore is now a premium destination for superstars. We are talking about maximizing the window of Adley and Gunnar. Adding Alonso to this core would transform the O's offense into a nightmare for any MLB pitcher. To summarize, the trade of Grayson Rodriguez for Taylor Ward was the surgical appetizer to solve an immediate need, but the potential pursuit of Pete Alonso is the main course that would change the franchise's tier. We are seeing a change in philosophy, trading future promises for current and reliable production. Now, I want to hear from you, the fan. Was trading Grayson Rodriguez a fair price to pay for the offensive security of Ward? And more importantly, would you part ways with Ryan Mountcastle to have Pete Alonso's power in the middle of our lineup? Leave your opinion in the comments below. I want to generate a healthy debate about the future of our team. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back at any moment as soon as we have more hot news from the hot stove. Let's go, O's!